An advisor might act for a trust. Who is he acting for? Is he acting for the settlor, the trustees, the residuary beneficiary, the life interest beneficiary, the protector? Different duties of care will be owed. So if you're acting in a claim and there are a number of individuals involved, you need to think very carefully about who you're acting for and who a duty of care is owed to, as they may differ. Where does the loss lie? It may not lie with your client, and it could be a very expensive mistake for you to make if you don't think about that at the outset. All too often, solicitors handling claims against accountants focus substantially on the claim and forget about the tax issues and the opportunity to mitigate the loss that's actually in the claim. So that's something to really think about. Are there any opportunities to mitigate the actual loss that's there? Don't miss out those opportunities, because sometimes there are steps that can be taken quickly to mitigate the loss. The next issue is the false expectation rather than the true loss. So typically this will happen where the accountant has advised the client that their tax liability will be X, when in fact it's going to be 10X. First thing to think about is, what is the cause of the error? Was it caused by the company or was it caused by the accountant? If it was caused by the company, could or should the accountant have identified it without auditing or verifying the information? In other words, was it identifiable on the face of the information? I had one case where if the accountant had just done a reconciliation, it would have been obvious. If it wasn't obvious on the face of the information, would it be obvious if you looked at the information year on year? I.e., is there a source of information in one year's books that's missing from the next year's books? What does the engagement letter say? Does it say that the accountant does or does not have to verify the information? What is the consequence of that error? I'll come on to tax consequences in a bit, but what other consequences arise?